Biden took aim at Trump over cannabis. So let's dig into it real quick. So the 2024 presidential election cycle is in full swing. Last night, President Biden and former President Trump held their first of two scheduled debates, trading jabs over virtually everything from immigration to their golf games. And while cannabis reform did not come up on stage, the Biden administration quietly took aim at Trump over the issue right before the event began. A new webpage touting Biden's position on cannabis popped up on the Biden-Harris campaign site. The headline reads, "Joe Biden is reforming America's approach to marijuana." The page celebrates the Biden administration's federal cannabis possession pardons, as well as the action taken on reclassifying the plant under the Controlled Substances Act. The campaign calls out Trump on the page, saying, quote, "Donald Trump opposes marijuana reform and, as president, made the failed approach worse," unquote. The site points to former Attorney General Jeff Sessions' decision to rescind the Cole memo, an Obama administration era policy that protected legal cannabis states from federal interference. Trump has been largely silent on the campaign trail when it comes to cannabis reform, but the former president allegedly disagreed with Sessions' actions, according to Senator Cory Gardner. And while Trump has previously said individual states should have the right to make their own decisions on marijuana, he has also linked genetically engineered cannabis with gun violence. President Biden has leaned into the cannabis conversation, hoping to win over young voters as well as Black and brown communities. However, the administration has gotten pushback over the perceived conflated impact of cannabis pardons. Additionally, and this is what I found very interesting, one of the FAQs on the campaign's cannabis page asks, "What does it mean that Joe Biden made marijuana a Schedule III drug?" It's important to note that rescheduling has not yet been made official and that it could be months or even years before any decision is final one way or the other. So while the Biden-Harris campaign is certainly the most vocal about cannabis reform, it's possible that Trump could come out swinging. It's unclear whether the cannabis issue will make or break the November election, but based on the current president's approach, it's clearly important enough. So wrote this for Green State. I thought the webpage was very, very interesting, specifically how they attack Trump on this. And I'm not a fan of Trump or Biden, to be totally frank with you guys, but I did feel like it was a little bit of a reach what the Biden campaign was trying to allege against Trump. Sure, Trump hasn't really come out, but Jason, I'm sure you can answer this. Were there more cannabis arrests and convictions under Trump or Biden? Like, do you have any stats on that?
I don't have any stats, but I have some own personal stats because I have been raided 3 times by the DEA, Rachelle. And so I have been raided once under the Bush administration and twice under the Obama administration, never under the Trump administration and never under the Biden administration.
Very interesting indeed. Yeah, I'm not sure if they can come out anything against Trump. They said that he doesn't have any new ideas.
Well,
as well.
Here's
on cannabis.
Here's my thing is that here let's just look at the record. Is that Joe Biden created the 94 crime bill. Okay, he's the creator of the 3 strikes law. And what he wants to do with cannabis is move it to Schedule III, which I personally believe is extremely restrictive. There's a number of people that have this same analysis in regards to and believe that it's handing the cannabis industry directly over to the pharmaceutical industry. There's other people that'll say to that is that they want to make sure that they have access and whatever, but moving it to Schedule III to me doesn't mean that those people are going to have access. So I'm not sold on that argument whatsoever. And Trump, on the other hand, he has came out in favor of medical, and on top of that, everyone thought that all of the cannabis dispensaries were going to get raided because he appointed Jeff Sessions as the Attorney General, but yet there were no raids under that tenor, nor under then Attorney General Andy Barr. So I'm not buying all of that. And then people want to point to his comments in regards to that he said that he wants to execute drug dealers. I'm not buying that's that's what he means. What he actually means is like kingpins of organizations, people that are smuggling large amounts of fentanyl and things like that are actually killing Americans here. That's what he's referring to. He's not talking about your average trapper with a box of peas. Okay, I'm not buying that type of argument for a second. And at the same time too, he's the one that signed the Farm Bill. And he also signed NAFTA 2.0, which also has cannabis in NAFTA 2.0 as part of the free trade agreement. So there you go. There, you guys can make up your own mind. Also, too, criminal justice reform. President Trump has done far more on that. So you guys can make up your own mind.
Does he actually read the stuff that he signs, though? I think we've come to consensus that like he doesn't really read the shit that he signs. So. Who knows? I have to push back on that, Jason. Like who knows? Like Donald Trump is a wild card. I don't think that he has any real beliefs. He just wants to see what is most beneficial for him. And if you make a deal with him, you're going to get whatever the hell you want.
Well, his book is called
he needs to do to stay out of jail. Stay out of jail. That's his modus operandi. He does not go to jail if he's elected president because he'll flush all the investigations, right? So his number one thinking is, how do I keep myself out of jail? How can I use the presidency for that?
Yeah, exactly. I think a huge missed opportunity last night for Biden, amongst many others. Was Donald Trump railing against like the water pressure and all that shit. Like all he had to say was like, yo, if you weren't flushing down all these classified documents, your water pressure would have been fine. It had nothing to do with what the liberals are doing.
I mean, in all fairness, Biden almost halfway missed half of the debate.
Half?
Just saying.
90%.
You see, I mean, did you count how many times he closed his eyes? And I couldn't believe that these cameramen were actually showing that, like that their transitions weren't faster on such a major network like CNN. I was shocked by that.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
I don't know. Adam, did you watch the debate at all? You did not. Adam did not watch the debate. I would have loved to see what Adam had to say about the transitions that they were doing.
Remember when Bernie was running against Hillary? They were kind of like neck and neck. In fact, I think Bernie was doing better in the primaries than Hillary. Mm-hmm. Remember that?
Yeah. The Democrats sandbagged Bernie Sanders.
Went to the White House. Mm-hmm. Went to the White House on a Saturday. It was a Saturday. I'll never forget it. And Obama took him out to the woodshed and told him, this is her election, right? You're out.
Yep.
And from that point forward, Bernie was out. Mm-hmm. Someone needs to take old Joe to the woodshed, and they need a brokered convention with a new candidate, because this guy, I wouldn't hand the keys to the White House to either of these gentlemen, right?
I don't even think they need to do that. They need to just take him out the woodshed and just like leave him there, because
and
back to the house.
and I haven't got to see it yet.
Right.
And I haven't got to see it yet, but I have seen a lot of buzz on the internet and from a lot of people within the cannabis community that I guess apparently RFK Jr. did a video in regards with the debate, and people are really enjoying that, and so I want to make sure to encourage people to check that out as well.